Yo dudes and dudettes, this is Ketchu, and this is part 3 of Can I Beat Rimworld for the first time. As the fire was about to knock on our back door, and the moment we went out to fight it, it started to rain. Things were going so splendidly that we started handing out our own food to keep the animals filled up. Then we set out to rescue Mira, and overpacked like it was Skyrim carry weight challenge, which turned that self-tamed alpaca from pet to a self-made critical piece of logistics. 2 ambushes later, each one just a single confused guy, we rescued Mira and the attacker, patched both, and hauled the strays home. Meanwhile, back at base, a trader relieved us of our chickens. Less headaches to keep alive. Llama failed another surgery, leaving the prisoner a little lopsided. The Hippocratic Oath was more of a suggestion anyway. As snow season approached, we improvised a fire room and vented it to the prison cells for temperature control. Amazingly, this plan actually worked. Our second winter began with Randy sending us bison wool for warmth. Lianu and Llama got engaged, we roofed over the rec area, built a shooting range, finished smithing research, and finally started looking into electricity. Then starvation hit, because there is no winter with me that doesn't involve bad planning. At least we had the clothes on our backs. Hunting bailed us out as usual. We reopened the pen so the mules could forage. Bleep joined as our new researcher. We named him Agent. Bedrooms got fire ventilation. The holes in the wall system was replaced with actual vents. Upgrades. Day 8, the Busto people attacked. 3 raiders. Security mode. Then Rainer sent raid 2. 3 more. As everyone scrambled, Jisan took the opportunity to pinch Smokeleaf. G-Box was stumbling from food poisoning. The rest of the crew went back out to cover him. But as everyone retreated, our doctor, Llama, got hit by a stray arrow. She shrugged it off, while the 2 enemy groups fought each other. After the scuffle outside died down, one Batman lit our workshop on fire. Agent fisted it out of existence. The trap gauntlet swept 2 guys off their feet, and the last one forgot their kids on the roof. We captured Paul, unwavering loyalty, never joining us, perfect medical dummy. Everyone was super tired after the long night. Mental break risk spread like flu season. We placed a medicine shelf by the prison for educational purposes. Then came the ass goblins. They landed with parts. Very impressive, but all they had were gloves. Less impressive. One-san! 2 raiders smashed vents in our under construction living quarters, then broke into bedrooms and started fires. Unwilling to take it, we went on the offense this time, dropped them and captured Jay. All vent doors were rebuilt in stone. Not playing that game again. A caravan stopped by. I offloaded the alpaca. Their problem now. Notably, we bought a medical trainer. Fed it to Llama. Her medical skill shot from 8 to 14. Maybe now surgery won't create abstract art. Seconds later, marriage time. Lianu and Llama tied the knot. We couldn't afford a feast, but at least nothing burned down. We built a new wall to protect living quarters vents from future vandalism, and gave everyone a job title suffix, so I could remember what they actually do around here. Spring 5502. New year, new us. First thing that happened? Cold snap. What a freaking way to start the year. Thanks, Randy. I installed a new mod, Blueprints. Lets me copy-paste rooms. Big recommend. Saved my sanity. By the 3rd of April-May, the new living quarters were ready for use, and the current base layout looks like a toddler's Lego dump. The cold snap left the next day. Cool. Glad we panicked for nothing. Fast forward about a day and the Busto people were paying us a visit again. 5 of them this time. The stakes are getting higher. Most of them were polite enough to use the front door, except one idiot who started headbutting a stone wall. G-Box giggled while repairing it from the other side. Nobody made it past the trap hall. The wall fornicator fled, but not before we got under his skin, with bullets. That'll teach him to love the walls on our property. Morale was high, inspirations left and right. It was suspicious. We gave the remaining wooden outer walls a Medusa's gaze upgrade, just in case a less polite raid came knocking. Then our prisoner, Fake Silla, hit a medical emergency, extreme malnutrition, which reminded me, alright, food. Crop still days away from harvest, not ideal. Later, I renamed our artist, Mira, after a friend and a fellow streamer, Miskulini. Some traders dropped by. We swapped chems and art for food. Can't live off of narcotics, though some people would argue, I'm sure. Moments later, another visitor brought food in exchange for our floor clutter. Loved that guy. On the 8th, a piece of an ancient ship fell out of the sky, complete with bad Wi-Fi. The psychic droner started making everyone depressed. We couldn't sit this one out. G-Bugs followed his true calling and grabbed the Gladius. Llama took some grenades. She's bad at shooting, something, but maybe she can toss a ball. We still hadn't finished the wall. Psychic Downer kept drilling into our skulls. Time was not on our side. Then an eclipse hit, working in the dark. Love that for us. The crash site caught fire. We ignored it. Tradition. G-Box worked non-stop on the wall until we ran out of stone blocks. Temporary wooden sections went up. Hehe, erect wood. Our fastest guys, G-San, a jogger, and Agent with a go frenzy, went to poke the mech nest. Our plan to lure them into our trap sort of worked, until it didn't. After just one trip, they both turned back as if they forgot what they were doing. So we just rushed it. 0 losses, not even dignity. The butter knife brigade went down easy.
Psychic Droner. It should be Psychic Downer. Yeah!
Once the tension lifted, everyone immediately started eating.
Oh yeah, I bet everybody was hungry. Standing attention the whole day.
3 days later, food poisoning made its comeback. Nice to see familiar faces. We finished researching electricity. Finally, Jay joined us and I renamed him after my friend Honketon. He majors in medical and smarts, with a minor in shooting. Solid package. We got at the research room and hyper-focused on making it bigger, laying the groundwork for a freezer. A war merchant dropped by. We sold our extra herbal meds, and whatever junk we'd been tripping over for weeks. After that, a diplomatic quest showed up. Completely useless, but it reminded us of another quest. Only 3 days left to save Leonius' ex-wife. It was now or never. Actually, summer just hit us. 2 days left. We scrambled a caravan. Travel time cut from 1.6 days to just barely under 1. Thanks, CJ. Odds looked decent. Agent, drafted for the mission, was still at war with food poisoning. He slowed us down immediately. Great start. Halfway there, ambush. One guy freaked around, found out, and that was that. Back at base, 2 donkeys joined us. Yeah, sure, that may as well happen. We reached the site exhausted and irritable, so naturally, we started the rescue at once. The night and the dry thunderstorm gave us cover. Jisan, our sniper, snuck forward to get the party started. Both hostiles charged out in response. Agent immediately took a nap when the bullets started flying. The fight ended quickly. Only casualty, our dignity. The surviving bad lad, Donkey, wasn't worth keeping. Jisan had a mental break mid-loot and started insulting everyone. We left him inside to insult nobody in peace. Leonius' ex-wife was in the next building. We grabbed her and wrapped up. Then a unique deal was offered. 250 herbal meds for nearly 5,000 silver in stuff. Doable, but tight. We accepted. The caravan stumbled home before midnight, 2nd of August. Tired and angry, but still alive. We started expanding the workshop to feed a smithy. Research air conditioning, started investigating carpets. Leonius' ex-wife, now known as Nico, joined the crew. We built our first wind turbine, learned you can't remove thick mountain roof, then forehead veined the turbine into a new spot. 5th of summer, freezer finally got its first cooler. Our prisoner with mismatched legs got new hands. He paid for the operation with a kidney and a lung. We ran power lines under the crops. Future farming accident in progress.
Done.
With some crew on standby, we finally cracked open the scary storage wall. Found a whole lot of nothing. For the first time ever, the scary noises were, in fact, just the wind. Perfect spot for a battery. Next plan, Jade Animal Fence, for flex. Then Randy sent mechs. 3 of them, all specialized in ranged combat, very bad at melee. We planned ambush points near the gauntlet. Everyone got into position. G-Box would lock them in melee when they got close. We were extremely worried about his safety, and we fully expected them to beat us easily in ranged combat. That didn't happen.
I was so worried. I forgot about traps. See, they are right there, and I didn't think about them. I was so worried.
Further into the season, our society who had already discovered electricity finally figured out carpets. History books won't like that. Meanwhile, the organs we harvested, still causing minor social issues. Apparently that's frowned upon. We let the prisoner go. We'd harvested everything we could without sending him to meet his higher creators. Nobody wanted to buy him. Also, he still had a tongue. He can warn the others.
I wonder which one of us is the lucky one.
On the 9th of August, most of the colony was struck by food poisoning. Back to normal. Then I realized I never designated a new research project. Excellent leadership. That evening, G-Box was losing it again. He was back to his old tricks. Mental stability in this colony is a collector's item. With the battery done, we built a wood-fired generator to diversify our power grid. Our freezer was failing. We replaced the torch with a wall light to take the temperature down. Didn't work. A wild man wandered in. We considered taming him, then looked away and found him in the traps later. That solved itself. Then a heat wave hit us, but by now, we just ignored it. We were getting desensitized to nature with the tantrums. We tried adding another cooler to the freezer. Did not work. While toiling in the gauntlet, G-Bug stepped on his own trap. We planned some doors to stop that from happening again. The damage wasn't too bad, just delayed the lab construction. Llama gave him beer and chems to cheer him up. Effective, if unethical, but that's the norm here. Because the base looked like a garbage dump, Agent had a breakdown. Took it out on Rusty. Insulted her courageousness, as one does. He snapped out of it pretty soon after that. Rusty ignored him. Soon after, Agent used the world's oldest pickup line. He told Misculini a story about eating bell peppers, and it worked, predictably. Love finds a way, even through the gastrointestinal tract. Gross. The next day, a psychic downer flew by. A cool addition on top of the field and the heat wave. So, the freezer was refusing to chill. The spot behind the cooler was probably the culprit, leaking heat back in. It was displaying numbers. I can only imagine how Nico felt opening that rocky vent and getting hit with Satan's blow dryer. But it worked. 14th of August. Heat wave over. Psychic drone gone. G-Box back to full strength. One of our 3 donkeys got pregnant. Agent and Scylla fought over food preferences like toddlers. Last day of summer. Research advanced light to save power. Lab was pretty much done. And we ran out of cloth while carpeting the rec room. Fall arrived like a freight train of dumb decisions. First event, Mad Muffalo. Cute. We went out to blow it to bits because we just fixed our traps. Good practice. Because things were about to go downhill on roller skates. I installed a mod that speeds up research based on tech level. It's smarter, it's faster. It's cheating if you're a coward. Let me know if you think it ruins the suffering. Fall's dress code was basically spring, but with bowler hats. Because fashion. G-Bugs made a masterwork dining chair. The description was something about Llama reading a book. Is indirect flirting his strategy now. We renamed our cat after one of Zilla's, Ripley. Believe it or not, remember that 250 herbal medicine quest? Yeah, the deadline was creeping up like food poisoning. We harvested early and prayed. Somehow, we barely scraped enough together. Honkathon was still hanging around, wasting time and not leaving with the caravan, which was really comforting. Really made me wish for a day where I'm not leaving things until the last minute. What wasn't as comforting was realizing I just sent 60% of the crew away, because right on cue.
And now we get raided the moment. Okay, fine, whatever. The traps have been set, so it's fine.
They barely made it through the traps before retreating. We got 3 prisoners, 2 worth recruiting, and 1 to experiment on for that diversity quota. Unfortunately, thanks to the quest, we were almost out of medicine, which is a problem when your prisoner decides to catch an infection.
Oh, another raid. Really? Now they attack when our crew... No, our defenses are not ready at all. No, this is bad.
G-Box had time to slap down a single trap before they showed up. We deserved whatever happened next. This was punishment for feeling safe for 5 minutes.
What a freaking timing. Thank you, Randy.
Then the infected prisoner got a second infection. Gotta catch them all. The enemy's vanguard eased their way past our barricades. We should have had G-Box guard the back line. The enemy's melee fighters shredded our shooters, but G-Box didn't sit on his hands. He went full blender and pacified the enemy's rear permanently on his own. Our back line, however, was just a pile of regrets. I'll see you in part 4. Thanks for watching, see you next time, take care now. Bye bye then. Have a wonderful day.